Will then ask to order. The first case that we have before us is case number 4982-137. And who's representing the petitioner?
Mr. Ali, this is consent, so nobody's appearing.
Oh, I'm sorry. My mind was on traffic. All right. He's 100% correct. We have consent items before the board. Madam, Mr. Clerk, there are a few exhibits for each case. So the Equilon case, which is 4982-137, has 4 exhibits. We're going to mark the stipulation 1. We're going to mark the declaration 2. We're going to mark the proposed findings and decisions 3. We're going to mark the email regarding Mr. Balakapalan's questions HB1. HB1. Madam Mr. Clerk, are there any individuals online or in person desirous of providing general public comment and/or evidentiary testimony?
No.
Let the record reflect that there are no individuals before the body to provide general public comment and/or evidentiary testimony. At this time, I would like to open up the floor for discussion as well as comments of members of the hearing board. Mr. Balakapalan.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll go ahead. I do believe I can make the necessary 6 findings to support the petition for the short variance. The petitioner will be in violation starting when they by replacing the existing afterburner with a portable permitted afterburner, but not one that is permitted. In the permit is very specific which afterburner it should be venting to. Condition E336.3 says it should vent to afterburner C764. They have to take that afterburner out of service for maintenance and repair. And so during that period when it's out of service, will be routed to a permitted portable thermal oxidizer. However, both parties have agreed to condition to test the portable unit, and so that hence the reason for my emails, because of the timing. As you all know, the short variance is only for 90 days. The test requires a approved protocol, and then after they test it, they have to submit the result within 45 days. It's entirely possible that when they submit it, that it might not be reviewed in time or before the variance expires. So that's why I had suggested a condition number 11, which has been added, that required which, and I shall read: should the sources review indicate issues or non-compliance with the mission standard after the test results submitted and the variance period is ended, petitioner shall pay the appropriate excess emission fee within 30 days upon notification of the non-compliance by compliance staff. However, I think the petitioner had indicated that this unit was tested in the Bay Area and it easily passed, so it shouldn't be an issue. But just the timing was a concern, that's all mine. Anyway, the parties agreed to add that one condition 11, so that has been added to the proposed condition and proposed finding and decision document. So just to go over the 6 findings, so they will be in violation when they take the existing afterburner out of service, and taking that out is beyond their reasonable control because they need to do much needed repair maintenance of the unit. The harm to the petitioner overweighs the benefit to air quality because the emissions associated essentially should be Should be zero, I mean, no excess emission because they're replacing almost with a similar, not a similar, with another afterburner. So the emissions will be still controlled during the period when the main afterburner is taken out of service. So they have given consideration to curtailing operations. That's why they're bringing the portable unit in, a permitted portable unit. In addition, they're also willing to test it during that time frame. So we don't expect any excess emission. And should there be excess emission, that condition 11 would address it. So, and then they will monitor and quantify emissions based on the results of the test. So I do believe I can make all the necessary 6 findings to grant the short variance requested.
Comments?
Yeah, if when I make the motion, I can be happy to make the motion. There's one minor added, yes, Mr. Mayor pointed, I wanted to add to the proposed condition, and I had missed that on, in the order, condition, which starts with A, says petition is granted a short variance from South Coast Rule 203B, 2004 F1, and 3002 C1, and I wanted to add from condition E 336.3. So to add that language, it's referenced similarly elsewhere, but it was not in the order. So I don't think the parties would have objected to it, but I didn't catch that at the time. So I don't know, Mr. Chavez, if you caught that or not. So I was proposing a change to the order to add, in the order, condition A.
Mr. Pearman, do you believe that either party would have any consternation with such an amendment absent their knowledge?
Oh, no, I mean, he can point out where it was in the material, in the STIP or the petition where they mentioned that, would it be?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think it was, if you look at number 2 and line 16 in the proposed finding and decision. Here they appropriately referenced it.
Yes, condition E3.
It's 36.3, yeah, so it's not new.
There, so I see no problem, Mr. Chair.
Okay, very well. All right, Mr. Balakaplan, would you like to proffer the motion?
Yes, I'll be happy to do that. So in the matter of Eklund Enterprises doing business as Shell Oil Products, case number 4982-137. I move that we grant a short variance commencing, let's see, March 24, 2025, and continuing through June 22nd, 2025, from the following rules and 203B, 2004 F1, 3002 C1, all from condition E 336.3 of the facility permit to operate facility ID, which is 800-372 for the petitioner equipment, which is for the removal of the afterburner, which is C764, and the equipment is located at the Carson terminal, located at 20945 South Wilmington Avenue, Carson, California 90810. The conditions are set forth in the proposed finding a decision with the change I proposed, adding that condition, adding that language to refer to condition 336.3. And there should be no excess emission but if there are, it's no excess emissions anticipated but if there are, they will pay the excess emission fee after, depending on when they get the results back.
I second the motion.
Okay, the motion has been moved by Mr. Balakaplan and seconded by Mr. Pearman. Any further question or discussion on that motion? Hearing none. Dr. Abraham, your vote?
Aye.
Mr. Balakaplan?
Aye.
Mr. Pearman?
Aye.
Ali votes in the affirmative. Let the record reflect that 4 voted yes and 1 is absent. And also for the record, I'd like to state that I am participating remotely. The item was indeed agendized pursuant to the Brown Act, and there are no individuals present with me in the room here. I'm sorry, I didn't want to state that. So before we proceed to the next case, why don't we take a 10-minute break, or at least come back at 10:05. Let's come back at 10:05, give Ms. Verdugo Peralta enough time to enter the building. We're off the record.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna go back on the record.
Thank you for waiting, Mr. Chair.
No problem. Back on the record at 10:03 a.m. Let the record reflect that Ms. Verdugo Peralta is present. And we're moving on to the next case. Next case before the authority is United States Navy. Case number 4518-11. The Navy is a petitioner, and this is for short exhibits. Navy has 3 exhibits. The stipulation, for which will be exhibit 1, the declaration of proposed findings. Is a declaration number 2 and proposed findings, exhibit number 3. Again, stipulation 1, declaration 2, proposed findings and decisions 3. All right, we're going to open up the floor for discussion.
All right, Mr. Chair, I can go and get it started. Again, this is a matter before us for a short variance on consent. The U.S. Navy is asking relief from a permit condition that limit the hours of testing, maintenance, for maintenance to 4.2 to 5 hours a month. They're required by the Navy, I guess as part of an exercise, a Navy Energy Resilience Readiness Exercise strategy, that they need to do a black start exercise. So they need to basically de-energize the lines, shut down everything, and then verify that the engines can come online and reconnect to the grid. So, however, that operation would take approximately 12 hours, so they would violate the condition that they cannot exceed the monthly testing limit by 4.2 hours per month. However, they will not exceed the 50 hours allowed in the permit for the year. So this is, again, just so they can do the black start exercise. So I do believe I can also I can make the 6 findings because they will be in violation of the permit because it doesn't allow them to do more than 4.2 hours for 3 of the engines, and 1 engine is 5 hours. The non-compliance is beyond the control because it's mandated by the U.S. Navy. It's a Congress mandated requirement to check the resiliency of the base, basically, to come online in case there's a power failure. The closing would be without a corresponding benefit. The harm to the petitioner outweigh the benefit or quality. Again, this will be one time for 12 hours, and it'll be over. They have given petitioner was given consideration of curtailment. After that, they will just go back to their regular permit conditions, so there won't be any issues. They will still be under the 50 hours for the year for maintenance and testing. And the assumption made is that there will be no excess emission because they're still within the 50 hours, basically. So I do believe all the 6 findings can be made.
I would concur, Mr. Chair.
All right. Any additional discussions, deliberation, comments, etc.? Hearing none. Is there a motion laid upon the table?
I'll go ahead and make it. Surprised, Mr. Ali, you haven't jumped on it, but
Hey, wait a
in the
minute.
matter of United States Navy, case number 4518-11, I move that we grant a short variance commencing. Sorry, I should have got the date.
Commencing April
April
1st.
1st to and continuing through June 30th, 2025, from Rule 203B, basically, which will for the equipment for emergency diesel engines, permit number G60256, G75853, G75854, and G72744 for the hours, limiting the operation to 4.2 or 5 hours for the last one. So the conditions as said in the proposed variance, proposed finding a decision document with no changes, no excess emissions anticipated during this period, and this equipment is located in Seal Beach, and I'll get that address. It's at the
Seal Beach is at 800 Seal Beach Boulevard, Naval Weapons Station, Seal Beach, 800 Seal Beach Boulevard.
Very good. Yes, that's exactly it. So that concludes my motion.
I'll second that.
The motion has been properly moved by Mr. Balaka Palan and seconded by Ms. Verdugo Kraus. Any further question or discussion on that motion? Hearing none. Dr. Abraham.
Aye.
Aye.
Ms. Verdugo Prado votes in the affirmative. Mr. Balaka Palan.
Aye.
Mr. Pearman.
Aye.
Ali votes in the affirmative. The matter is approved unanimously. Just for the record, Mr. Clerk, no one signed up, logged in, or is standing before the body seeking to provide any comments, both public or general, or have any evidentiary testimony, correct? Just want to make sure we're clear that no one has arrived online or in person.
Correct.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions or comments for the good of the order? Hearing none, seeing none. We're adjourned at 10:09 a.m. Have a phenomenal morning, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
We're off the record.